I have a little problem with Cracker Barrel, bro. Did you know this?
Really?
I have a problem with Cracker Barrel.
Is it the name, bro?
I
That's
don't have a
racist?
problem with. I don't have a problem with the name, Cracker Barrel. As a matter of fact, the name Cracker Barrel has a lot to do with. Oh no! Wait, I
You need
can't
to
share
share it,
my
bro?
screen. I
can
need
share
you to
it.
share it because I didn't actually enable my. Wait, actually, I might be able to. There we go.
Okay, never mind.
Sorry, I just got this laptop, so I didn't enable my permissions on here. But anyway, so unfortunate news, friends. We can't have nothing anymore. We can't have nothing anymore. Let's just start with this first of all. Look at what they've done to my Cracker Barrel. First of all, before we get into any of the other woke stuff, and look at what they've done.
Where's the barrel, bro? Where's the cracker? He took the cracker and the barrel out of the picture, bro. What's
Yeah,
up with
bro. What's going on? And so anyway, and they took out Old Country Store, of course. Bro, they took out everything that made Cracker Barrel what it is. But this isn't the worst part, but this is just showing you the culture of minimalism and how minimalism isn't it's not cash money, bro. You know what I mean? It's mid. That's what it is. It's mid. Okay? And I'm sick of this minimalist country that this is becoming. All these stores logos, all these NBA, like the NBA logos look all minimalism. Like it's disgusting, bro. And they got rid of our beloved logo. But anyway, I wanted to read this to y'all. So it says Cracker Barrel's new logo is an accident. It's CEO Julie Feltz. But see, I don't know how to say her name. Project. She scrapped a beloved American aesthetic and placed it with sterile, soulless branding. Bassino kept a DEI regime that promises to identify, recruit, and advance hires by race, and now faces civil rights complaints from America First Legal to the EEOC and the Tennessee Attorney General. She should resign and be replaced with leadership that will restore Cracker Barrel's tradition. Look at this. Look at this. Is this Cracker Barrel to y'all? When y'all went to a Cracker Barrel, wait, hang on. You know what? Hang on. Hang on. Let me just, I want y'all to see me for this. 1 second. I'll share my screen again. I want everyone to close your eyes. Imagine you're going into a Cracker Barrel. First of all, what do you smell? What do you smell?
Biscuits.
You smell biscuits. You smell that wood. You smell the old lady's perfume, who's your hostess. You smell the candy. You smell the soda that's on the wall, the little ancient, like, you know, the cane sugar soda. You know, you smell the gravy. You smell the fried chicken. You know, you smell all that. And what do you hear when you walk into a Cracker Barrel? Where you hear, you know, forks on the plates. Kerrigan, what do you hear when you walk into a Cracker Barrel?
People talking.
People talking. You hear people maybe smacking.
Yep.
You hear like the little instrumental, or at least last time I went, it's like instrumental kind of Western
Yep.
kind of music.
All the dusty decorations on the wall.
All the decorations. These are the vibes that Cracker Barrel is given. Now now you'll have the image, right? You walk in, you see the rocking chairs, you see the old lady in the corner with her grandkids. They're ordering, you know, whatever. Now I want you to look at this.
Yep.
Is that what you really see when you go into a Cracker Barrel? Is that really what Cracker Barrel is now? I mean, come on. We can't have nothing.
It's an alliance, bro.
So anyway, so they have this dumb little LGBT alliance, but what I don't understand, bro, is what's in it for Cracker Barrel to do this. I honestly don't understand. This is obvious. You think their target audience? You think their target audience wants anything to do with Cracker Barrel LGBTQ plus alliance? What in the world? Talk about like a lack of self-awareness. But I just don't get it, and this is just an example of what's so much wrong in this country, bro. It's like these companies just want to pander to this mob or whatever. right? But Cracker Barrel, I mean, come on, bro. It's easy to boycott Nike or Target or Starbucks.
Or Cracker Barrel.
But my Cracker Barrel, bro? Come on, bro. Anyway.
My wife's biscuits are better anyway.
I agree.
No, bro, that according to AI, it's about 7% of the adults in the U.S. identify as LGBT. Okay? So they're literally, obviously there's probably some LGBT people who go there, right, to eat some good biscuits or some pancakes or, whatever you're going to eat there, or the hash brown casserole. But 7%. So you're basically pandering to 7%. So this lady came on with some kind of agenda to bring this stuff to the forefront, and it's going to destroy Cracker Barrel, man. It's like anyone else who went down this pathway, either they stop it and came back to normalcy, semi-normalcy, or they just get obliterated eventually.
I want to show you this, bro, real quick. This is a kind of funny meme right here. I don't want to scroll too much on Twitter because it's going to – sometimes they have a little inappropriate stuff. But look at this.
That's it, bro. There you go. That's like what I was talking about.
I mean, Bud Light. Do you guys not know your target audience? That they do now, though. They retracted all that. They made a patriotic ad. And then Cracker Barrel, it's your turn next, bro.
Hey, let Bud Light drown. I don't care about Bud Light. Cracker Barrel, too.
Yeah, true.
Listen, man. Listen. I used to like eating the Cracker Barrel. I prefer eating at home now. It makes better food. It's healthier food. It's cheaper food. I mean, if I take my family to Cracker Barrel, it's $120. So I'm not spending $120 on a meal, bro. I can have the same meal at home that's better for probably like $20 or $30. For the whole family. So these people, they're gonna go down, man. Like you said, Cracker Barrel was not known for this in the past, but we'll see what happens going forward.
That's right, bro. Let's move on to Donald Trump's ticket to heaven. Huh.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Let's see. Let's listen to the short clip. It's an audio clip of Trump talking about the conflict between Russia and Ukraine and his involvement with that, and maybe he can help it come to peace.
If I can save 7,000 people a week from being killed, I think that's pretty. I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well.
Donald.
That's it right there.
I'm here. Okay. That I hope he's okay. It's not a good joke. Like it's not like it's not an okay joke to make. Is what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But Trump's humor.
Yep.
That kind of sounds like a little joke, but that is very. I mean, that's pretty bad. I mean, what? I'm hearing that I'm not doing too well. Like, aren't all your advisors, first of all your Christian advisors, aren't they all like super like pro-Trump? Like, who's telling you this? Because I don't know who's telling you this.
I think his main spiritual advisor, from what I've known in the past, is a lady named Paula White.
Yeah.
Who is prosperity gospel, thinks she's a pastor, but she isn't. She married some guy who's a secular rock star, either a drummer or a guitar player from some secular band. Listen, I hope he really does get saved. I mean, I believe that he was spared dying in his sins and going to hell. And he's been given an opportunity to get right with God, and I don't think he's taken it seriously yet. So while he may be joking about this, he's accurate that he's not doing so good right now. And the critics who are telling him that, who cares what Democrats say, but the true Christians should be telling him that. You're not right with God. And it has nothing to do with nothing to do necessarily with your policy, because he's done some good things. It has to do with your wicked heart, things that come out of your mouth. Right, that's what I see some of his main issues are, and I want him to be saved, but it's not going to be through stopping a war. God doesn't give brownie points to people for their good deeds while they're living wicked lives.
That's right, bro. I mean, you can stop all the war. You can have complete world peace, and that's not going to mean anything on Judgment Day. At all.
Yeah. It's
not going to be a thing. So
I really wish someone like, because you mentioned Charlie Kirk, and he claims to be a Christian. He's has some contact with Trump. He's been around him. Man, if he really was a follower of Christ, you'd think he'd make that a priority. I mean, I don't know what's been said. I'm not saying I do. Maybe he has said some things, but listen, he needs a clear gospel presentation, Trump does. he needs to realize no matter how many wars he stopped, he stopped quite a bit. People are calling for a Nobel Peace Prize for him. Even his people who don't like him are now calling for him to get a Nobel Peace Prize, and he probably does deserve it.
Yeah.
Listen, it's not going to give him peace with God.
That's right. I mean, yeah, I obviously don't want Donald Trump to go to hell, you know, and no Christian should want that. And yeah, like you said, if there's any Christians around him that can speak truth into his life, and you know, bro, I actually don't doubt. I really do know a lot of people in politics. I really don't doubt that he's heard the truth.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, bro, I really don't doubt that he's heard the truth. I know he's probably heard the truth. It's very, very unlikely that he hasn't. And so, just
But is it a primary thing he's hearing? That's the question. Like if he's got supposed
he's probably
Christians
hearing mostly
around him,
lies. Yeah, he's probably hearing mostly like, "Oh, you're okay, sir. We love what you're doing. God is with you."
right?
You know, etc.
And all those professing Christians, and even maybe some genuine Christians who are telling him those kind of things, they're in trouble, man. God's going to deal with them about that because this man does not need to save our nation and the world, but then lose his own soul in the end. What's the profit of man if he gains the whole world, all the peace in the world, and loses his soul in the end? So it's going to cost him everything. And you know, I don't know who's around him, but I'm hoping that someone who's around him will consistently sow the seed of the truth in his life, so he can be saved.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely, man. God goes after the one. So, like you said, I do believe that God spared him that day when he spoke at his rally and he was shot. And frankly, I hope that eventually he gets the fear of God in him. But I thought that would have done it. I mean, bro, almost getting shot. Well, you know, it's funny. He actually did mention when he I don't know if you remember, bro, but the first speech that he gave glory to God for it, you know, well, in a Trump way.
Yep.
And he actually did mention how it put fear in him, you know, and that it made him think about, you know, life and death and stuff. So,
unfortunately, his life since then has been mostly full of pride, and so he's got issues, you know. But I fear for him that most so-called Christians, conservatives, and Republicans in America think just like this. And those are his biggest supporters. And if they're not telling him the truth but making him feel like he's okay because he's doing some good things for America, he's going to have a hard time getting the true message consistently into his life.
Definitely.